Hello and happy holidays to the very few out there that are watching and or still subscribed to this channel. I just have one question to ask you. What are you doing? Do you have nothing better to do right now? Like, come on. In all seriousness, the reasoning behind this video is because as of recently, I have just been very reminiscent of my old Let's Chat endeavors, and in doing so, I've also been very reflective. I mean, while I am very proud of the product that came out of that series, I do confess that a lot better could have been done with that, and this video hopefully explains my perspective on that. So I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of why I believe Let's Chat had its downfall. I mean, that would imply it was really popular to begin with, which it wasn't. The real thing I want to talk about is its direction. And to put it simply, the main problem I think I had with the Let's Chat series was that I never lived up to the name, you know, Let's Chat. Because for those that watched it or may not have watched it, the premise of the series was pretty much I would sit down with a weekly guest and pretty much just conduct a pretty standard Q&A profile video where I just kind of interview the person and get the scoop on them. And while I don't think there was anything wrong with that angle I took necessarily, the main problem with getting in that viewership is just the basic name recognition. I mean, while I cherished each interview I had with each of these guests, and I thought they all had stories and experiences that were very worth sharing, at the end of the day, these are the people that are all located in a specific region, in a specific state, in a specific country, and this big old whopping planet we call Earth. And so a few locals aren't going to really stick out to a population of over 8 billion, right? So that was the main problem there. And initially, what I wanted Let's Chat to be was to be a more conversational-based podcast. You know, pretty much what you get with your standard podcast these days. They're very conversational. However, at that time, my only real experience with podcasting was, you know, your typical Q&A profile video. So that's all I really knew how to do, and that's just kind of what I rolled with. However, this year, I feel like I've not only progressed in my journalistic handling, but I've been listening more to other podcasts, which in hindsight I should have done to begin with. Specifically, I listen a lot to Distractable, you know, with Markiplier and his friends Bob and Wade. While I do think, oh yes, these stories were interesting and fascinating, it's just the direction wasn't, I think, well executed. And that's definitely on my part. I didn't know any better, and that is something, if I were to revitalize the Let's Chat series, I would take on that whole new angle. Instead of just doing like, oh, let's chat with so-and-so, I would make it more of, let's chat about interesting topic, and just kind of have conversation with them. That way, you end up with a host that is more engaged, and then the guest, I think, would even be more engaged, because we're sitting down and having a conversation. This isn't going to be some sweat dripping, like, I'm picking your brain type thing. Like, we're just sitting down and having a conversation. Hence the title, Let's Chat. And with my series initially, I think I failed that completely. And that's totally okay. I'm still proud of it. And that's what leads me into this next thing. Like, I've been missing it, but if I were to do it, I want to take a whole new direction. And that's where I want to hear a lot from you all, the viewers, which I know there's not much of, but I want to get as much feedback as possible. Just like what would be interesting topics to cover, what kind of direction I should take. And so I honestly, I will admit, I really want to do Let's Chat. I really want to bring it back. However, it was just a lot of effort that really didn't see much success in the end. And that, it breaks my heart. And like, I did thoroughly enjoy it, and the work alone is what kept me driven. It's not like I'm wanting to make bank or anything from this, but at the end of the day, you gotta put food on the table, and you gotta prioritize your time to do so. And I don't want to end up wasting my time on a series, as passionate as I am about it. I don't want it to hurt me in the life that I'm trying to sustain. I really do want to bring Let's Chat back, but if I'm gonna do it, I want to make sure it's successful and can run more smoothly. And some other things just on top of that. I thought about, merchandising, sponsorships. I never really thought of like how I would specifically execute that. And I'm definitely open to hearing ideas for that. And if there's people that want to sponsor a Let's Chat series, then heck yeah, let's talk and do that, and I'll do you guys good. So long story short, really want to bring Let's Chat back, but if I'm going to do it, I want to do it in a whole new way. And most importantly, I want to hear from you all. Whether you've heard of the series or you've not, I just want to know what people want, and it can help me make a series I'm passionate about and gets other people passionate about. And I think that's what the whole gist of creating content should be. So, yeah.